aqui na NAMM Show e o primeiro encontro, chegando direto do aeroporto, é com o Derr.
Hello!
My friend Derr. He is a creator, ele é o criador dos famosos. Vamos mudar aqui. Empirical Labs. Ele acabou de lançar o Distressor.
Yes, so we have a plugin new, it's a brand new plugin called the Arousor, which is essentially an attempt of ours to offer all the stuff you get in the Distressor in a new digital format. We have the same controls. I don't know if you want to shoot on the screen for a second. So you can see we have the four big knobs here. Input, attack, decay, and output, just like the Distressor. We have your ratios. You click on the ratios to go through the ratios. We offer a sidechain EQ, much like the Distressor, only these are more variable. You can vary the amount of boost and cut. And we have a full parametric as opposed to just an on-off band. Yes, you can vary the frequency, the width, and of course the boost and cut. And we have a mix control like everybody has.
Ah, that's very nice.
And two other controls that you cannot find on the Distressor. We have an attack mod, which does wonderful things to the attack. Basically, it adjusts the front edge of the attack. And then we have a saturation. Unlike the Distressor, you had a button to select where you are in the saturation. This time we have a knob.
Is that like somewhat borrowed from the ATENÇÁO?
No, it's different, yes. But, so we have a meter on the saturator. You can adjust how much saturation you have, more or less. And this meter keeps you from getting too saturated and gives you an idea of where you are at all times, yes. And lastly, we expanded the bar graph all the way out to 30 dB, unlike the Distressor, which ended at 26. So that's our Arousor.
Então, traduzindo o que ele falou, ele conseguiu replicar o que o Distressor faz no formato de plugin digital. What formats?
Yes, all of it's AU, PSP2, PSP3,
PSP3,
and we have, of course, AAX,
ESP,
and I'm trying to think, is that all?
So thank you, Derr. For your time. It was a pleasure.
My pleasure.
Learning from you again.
All right, thank you.
Oi pessoal, estamos aqui na NEMM hoje de novo e eu vou mostrar um produto de um amigo meu que eu tenho muito respeito, que é o Avedis, que acabou de lançar o equalizador dele, o E27, no formato plugin, feito em parceria com a famosa PSP Áudio. Esse aqui é o Adam. O Adam é designer da PSP, ele que escreveu o código do plugin que a gente vai ver agora. Então vamos lá.
We've been working with Avedis on a PSP E27 version of E27 hardware, 500 module. So here it is. We've got E27 unit and PA11 unit as well.
So, just one second. Esse aqui é um front-end, né? É um preamp que vai antes do equalizador. Então o sinal entra pelo drive, passa pelo equalizador, é compensado de volta pelo valor que você botou de drive, você tem um filtro e o ganho de saída. Voltando no Adam para a explicação técnica dele.
Yes, that's right. I have understood all of what you're saying. So it works like this. The sound goes through the drive, then through E27, and then afterwards it goes back to the drive. So you can control saturation with the drive, so it doesn't influence the level of of the sound.
O que significa que vocês podem ouvir realmente o que o botão Drive está fazendo. Porque se você botar 3, 4, 5, 10 dB, ele não vai aumentar o volume e te dá aquela sensação de melhor só porque está mais alto. Ele compensa já o volume de saída, negativando esse valor de ganho que você está botando. Então você ouve o Drive e o equalizador está recebendo. Volta pro Ed.
Yes, this is the high pass filter. PA11 module was inspired with MA5 preamp, also created by Avedis. We have added some new extra features. This is like a trafo disable button and operating amp disable.
Por incrível que pareça, é um plugin que você consegue desligar o transformador nesse botão de baixo à esquerda e desligar o op-amp, o amplificador operacional do preamp. Então você tem a opção de ter os filtros com um sinal bem mais limpo, se você já deu uma sujada nele com algum outro plugin ou até na gravação com preamps ou microfones valvulados. De volta pro Adam.
Yes. If you are looking for digital clean filters, you can use the great E27 curves, very musical with clean digital sound, and you can disable trafo and operating amps, so you will have no saturation at all.
E assim como no preamp do Avedis, tem esse botãozinho 28K, que é um botãozinho que dá um ar, um ganho lá em 28.000 Hz, para dar aquele brilho que muitas vezes faz falta numa gravação mais atual e moderna. Esse é o Adam, aqui na NAMM Show, e ele é o responsável pelos códigos da PSP Audio. E eu vou mostrar para vocês o equalizador de preamp, a versão original e analógica, logo aqui do lado. Thank you, Adam.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you. Thank you for your time.
Yes.
E aqui a gente tem o hack do Avedis de analógicos maravilhosos. Avedis era designer, não designer, era restaurador de NEVE API que eu conheci há muitos anos atrás. Tem uma linha hoje de analógicos premium. Esse é o Avedis.
Hi.
This is Avedis, my friend. Nice to see you, Avedis.
Nice to see
Thank
you.
you for having me here.
Thanks for you coming to NAMM and spending so much time in our booth. Thank you.
Thank you too.
I wanted to show you a couple of things. So we have two different preamps here. We have the MA5 preamps here, and they come in two different knobs, black knobs, red knobs. It's the same thing, just a different color knob that you like.
Just to match the studio painting of the person.
Exactly, yeah. And these are the original Marconi knobs too. You know, we get these knobs from England, so it's real special.
Just 1 second. It's important to know, and I'm going to say that in Portuguese, that Avedis is not copying NEVE and API things. He has the knowledge of restoring the NEVE and API things, but he designed his own line of preamps and EQs. Então, em português, o Avedis não está fazendo uma cópia dos NEVes e APIs. Ele, com todo o conhecimento que ele adquiriu restaurando os NEVes e APIs, foi assim que eu conheci ele lá atrás, 20 anos lá atrás. Ele hoje faz a linha dele de preamps, tanto os mais sujos quanto os mais transparentes, e os equalizadores de 3 bandas, baseado no conhecimento dele, que ele adquiriu do NEVE API, mas não é o mesmo circuito. Back to Avedis.
All right, yeah. Well, these are Class A preamps, all Class A, direct coupled. Direct coupled is important because this way you don't have a bunch of capacitors in a signal path. And we know what capacitors do in a signal path. They tend to absorb some of your sound. They technically call this dielectric absorption. And this makes your sound a bit softer or smeared or a bit blurry. So this is a direct coupled Class A amplifier, preamplifier. Goes up to 70 dBs of gain, starts off with 15 dBs of gain, so you have a lot of range. We have this 28 kilohertz button here. This turns it up 6 decibels at 28 kilohertz.
Mesma coisa que a gente viu no plugin, aumenta 6 dB, um boostzinho fixo de 6 dB em 28K, 28.000 Hz, que dá aquele ar que muitas gravações você precisa para ter aquele brilho sem ter aquele médio. Você tem o high-end sem ter o high-mid machucando os ouvidos. Back to Avedis.
And so you know, the typical things that other preamps have, phase reverse, which is important if you have microphones today that are...
O tipo botãozinho de fase, se você...
Especially microphones that come from China, you should always check the phase.
Olha só, isso eu não sabia. Os microfones chineses que acho que vocês que vão comprar. Most people that are using your gear probably not gonna use those mics, though.
I hope so. Yeah, I think so. You're right. So anyway, the sound of these MA5s is a very big sound. It's clear in the mids because it's clear for the vocals, but in the low frequency and in a high frequency, there seems to be a lot of harmonics down there. And so it tends to sound a little bit fuller, richer, more colored.
But you still get the transients.
You still get the transient response. Yeah, it's very fast. It's not a slow preamp.
Essa é uma coisa com os NEVEs antigos, que apesar deles serem muito gordos e famosíssimos, os prés mais desejados, eles não são prés rápidos. Então se você vai gravar um violão de nylon, if you're going to record a nylon acoustic guitar.
It's great for vocals. Great for acoustic guitar.
Yeah.
It's good on drums if you want it to sound a little more analog. It's great on that. This preamp, on the other hand, the MD7, I like to call it the Swiss Army knife of preamps. And it's op-amp based. So it's not Class A direct coupled like this one. This is more op-amp based, so it's a little bit faster sounding, more dynamic sounding. Very quiet also as a preamp, so if you need a lot of dynamic range, if you need a lot of gain that's very quiet, it's probably the quietest, lowest noise preamps you'll ever hear in your life.
Nice, nice. I think people would like to know what you explained to me about the DI section.
Oh yeah, I can't wait. The gain on this is interesting because it's stepped gain, so this way it's recallable. If you write down, hey, I was at 40 dBs of gain, you can come back to 40 dBs of gain. So it's recallable.
O ganho é detente, né? Então você consegue fazer um recall. And this is just a trim.
That's just a trim.
Preamp, right?
Yeah.
It's like a variable pad.
Yeah, but the trim comes after the input transformer.
Oh, okay.
So that's the good thing about it. That's actually the best place to have the input trim. So it's not an output attenuator that's going to affect your headroom. It's a trim right after the input transformer. So, and there's no pad that changes your sound, because many times the complaint is that when you hit a pad on many preamps, it starts to change your dynamic sound.
Because the transformer will receive a different
level. Because the pad comes before the transformer, so you're really weakening the sound before it even hits the transformer. There's no pad. It doesn't need it. But the good thing is that there's also a line input, so if you press this button, now you read the red knobs. So if you want it to be unity gain, there you are at zero.
That's nice.
That's at unity gain.
That's I think a lot of older equipment, you never know where unity is.
Yeah. So it makes it easier. So all the numbers in the front definitely make sense. High pass filter is a gentle high pass filter. We actually designed it more so for vocals. We didn't want it to be too steep because then it just cuts out all the bass. We wanted to leave some of it in there. And so it's a 3 dBs down at 80 hertz. Another thing, it has phase reverse, phantom power, but this trim knob also controls the level coming out of this send. So if you have, many of us have many guitar pedals, we probably started out playing guitar or bass, and then we started to record. So if you have many guitar pedals, you can actually have the send going through your guitar pedals as an effect processor and come back into your DI return.
Esse preamp tem, I'm just gonna,
of course,
make esse preamp tem uma coisa muito bacana, que ele tem um send and return. Então se você tem pedais e você quer dar uma brincada com o seu timbre, você pode sair muito facilmente daqui e passar por um pedal e voltar no DI return. E você tem esse trim que vem depois do transformador de entrada do preamp. Ele é antes desse send. Então você tem como abaixar o volume que o seu pedal está distorcendo, e digamos, se você vai passar por um delay analógico ou por um pedal de distorção ou um overdrive, você tem como tirar um pouco do ganho que o pedal vai receber and this gain is after the DI input.
Yeah.
Right? So,
Yeah.
você pode compensar. You can compensate whatever you take out of here, going to the pedal, back in, with more gain to the input, to the DI return, right?
Exactly. So the trim here controls the level coming out of the send. So because guitar pedals are working on 9-volt, they don't have the same kind of headroom that this is going to have, right? So you can actually turn it down and get about the same level as you would on a guitar.
Right.
If you want to turn it up and distort the guitar pedal even more, you can turn it up all the way. That's up to you. But you do have the option to turn it down, get the right level coming out of the send, go through your pedals, come back on the high impedance DI return, and then you can gain makeup it here.
That's nice.
So your levels will always be perfect and predictable and recallable.
This gain is, of course, after the input transformer.
Yeah, this is the gain that controls the op amp. The amplifier inside is
The
controlled
actual
by this.
amplifier.
The actual amplifier gain is this. This is mostly a trim after the input transformer. It's like a little
So
trim.
the input transformer is always seeing the same gain, no matter what.
No matter what, the input if you have a loud microphone and loud drum kit, you're going to hit that input transformer very hard. And you know, input transformers sound much more interesting if you do hit them hard. They tend to saturate a little bit and have this absorbency, and it turns up these harmonics that are really nice and very rich. The DI input also isn't like other preamps. I mean, we took a lot of time to design the DI carefully. So it's a Class A DI input. There's no IC chips. There's no
O que ele
surface
está
mount
falando,
stuff.
que é muito importante, que a maioria dos preamps por aí, o DI, ele tem um resistor logo depois dele e o som acaba passando pelo preamp de microfone. Aqui é um DI mesmo, um circuito feito para o DI, sem circuito integrado, sem resistores, um circuito separado feito para o DI.
On our website, we have a little flow chart, but you can download this flow chart right on the website.
Or you can just watch this video.
Or you can watch the video, yeah, and you can see the flow chart. But yeah, any questions
Well,
that
Avedis,
you have,
thank you.
we will
Thank
be
you
glad
for your time again and for sharing this with my followers.
Oh, that would be good. Thank you so much.
Nice to see you.
All right.